Friends, Poshmark announced that they are bringing back bulk sharing, and a lot of sellers are celebrating. But I think if we dig deeper into this and also look at what has transpired since they announced that bulk sharing is back, we may not be as excited as you once were. This isn't just about sharing and the feature coming back. If you're only looking at that bulk sharing is back, I think you're really missing the big picture here. Here's the bigger picture that I think a lot of people are missing, and then we're going to talk about everything that has transpired, which is crazy stuff happening on Poshmark since the feature went away and they announced it's coming back. So literally within a 7-day span, I've had about 25 of you tell me you've had your accounts either banned or suspended for a whole new policy. So I think the bigger question we have to say to ourselves is, why was this removed in the first place? And then also, why would they bring it back so swiftly? Platforms don't usually, friends, reverse these features so quickly unless there is something going on behind the scenes. I'm not going to pretend to know what's happening behind the scenes at Poshmark, but usually when they take a feature away, it doesn't come back. I've never seen eBay do that. Have you all? I don't know. A lot of you have probably been selling on eBay longer than I have. I've had my eBay account for 16 years. It was the first platform I ever sold on. And if they take something away, at least in the last 16 years that I can remember, it's not going to come back because people complain. eBay does not care. Or if they bring something out, if a lot of people don't like it and they complain, if it works for eBay and their bottom line, they leave it. So it has to make you wonder, like, what is happening behind the scenes with Poshmark, especially in 2025, that they take things away, they roll them back, or they take things away and don't tell us. We have no notice of what is going on. It's been like a constant cycle like that this year. So a lot of sellers are viewing this as a win that bulk sharing is back. I see a lot of people like, we complained, we rallied, and they fixed it. Like, we won. This is awesome. You know, we got bulk sharing back and we got the fees to go back the way we wanted to. If you don't remember the fee change, I have a video on that on this channel. What I'm noticing, and what I'm sure a lot of you are noticing, is that Poshmark is making these huge changes very quickly, especially in 2025. I've been selling on Poshmark coming up on 7 years, and this is the only year I've sold there where I'm left scratching my head like, what is happening behind the scenes at Poshmark? I've made a list of just some of the changes they have made like that in like the last 6 months. Shopping behavior changed. They told us that. They totally revamped the feed. The feed looks different. Then they told us that sharing, it still matters, but it's not as significant for sales as it once was. Live selling expanded. I don't think that that was a very quick change. I think they gave us a lot of indicators that they were going to really focus on live selling. I mean, as soon as you open the app, it's like right there. What I didn't know is that all of a sudden Poshmark now hosts their own live sales. Cancellation policies have... I wrote down that cancellation policies have tightened. They haven't even tightened on Poshmark. They are brand new and they are alive and well. Like I said, from the last update video I just posted, which was within 7 days, I've had 25 of you reach out to me and tell me you either had your account like banned, like you can't do anything. You can't list, you can't like, you can't share, you can't even ship orders you have that need to be shipped out, or you've been suspended and you can only do your shipping and you can't list anything new, but you can still share because of their new cancellation policy, which as of the day I'm filming this, there's been no official announcement, but I did talk to a Poshmark employee that gave me some insight, but like I haven't seen anything publicly from Poshmark on their social media, their blog, anything. If it does come out before I post this video, I will mention it in the pinned comment down below. So bulk sharing leaves and then it comes back, friends. That is not random. Listen, let me preface this with a little disclaimer. I believe this is not random. I'm just making guesses and assumptions here, but I can tell you, as someone who literally my full-time job is to study data and to study patterns, this is not as random as we think. They are studying behavior changes. What this really tells me is that Poshmark seems to be testing behavior and not features. It's almost as if, I'm just taking a wild guess here, that they're testing how relevant certain features are to Poshmark to make more money. Any of you think that? Like, that is literally what I think of when a platform rolls out such a huge change, takes something away, and then brings it back. Maybe they realized, we're not meeting our bottom line. We're making less money because people are sharing less on our app, so they're making less sales and we're getting less 20% on every sale. I don't know, it's just a guess, but I guarantee you, I can tell you this, I really think that if taking away bulk sharing did not affect their wallet, it would not be coming back. Let me know your thoughts on that down below, but I am like 99% sure that if the feature being gone did not affect their pocketbooks, I don't think it would be back. Something happened, and we will never know unless you work at Poshmark. I don't know. I have no insider information. I'm going to keep saying the disclaimer. This is me just taking a wild guess, but I think that's what it is, friends. They probably saw, look, less people are sharing because they don't have access to it on the app. They're making less money and we're making less money. I don't think they really care that we complained, friends. Some people get mad at me because they're like, Nikki, you're so harsh in these videos. I'm not trying to be harsh, but I really want you all to be informed sellers and buyers. Hello to all of you that watch that are not a reseller. I'm always pleasantly surprised. There's always a couple of you every video that are like, I'm not a reseller, never sold anything. I just buy on Poshmark and I find your videos like entertaining and helpful. Comment down below if that's you. It's a small percentage of our viewers here, but I appreciate if you watch, if you're just a buyer on Poshmark or a seller. I think it is important as a buyer to even know these things so that you know how to use the platform like to the best of your ability, and you know, so that's what I'm thinking, friends. I don't think they care that we complain. Like, I see people like, we won, they're bringing it back, they heard our concerns, and maybe I am just too jaded. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do care what we think, but I'm like 99% sure they don't care. It's about the money. So here are my notes, because as these... If you are new here, I am a reselling data nerd. I literally have a spreadsheet on my phone. It's not even in like a notes app. It is a spreadsheet of all of the changes that Poshmark has made throughout 2025. And here's the pattern that I noticed is I'm really paying attention to how they change things. If they ask for feedback, if it is announced, a change is announced before it occurs, whether that's taking a feature away or adding a feature. And what I have noticed is that when platforms move this fast, it usually means they're just still trying to figure out the direction they want to go. They're figuring out what works best, what doesn't work to meet their bottom line. And I feel like we kind of knew this would happen when Poshmark was sold or purchased and when we got new leadership. That's just the way the cookie crumbles when companies are purchased and they have new leadership, right? So I wrote down, I'm such a nerd. This is in my spreadsheet. I have little quotes. This creates opportunity, but also instability. And so I think sellers that rely too heavily on one feature or one workflow, those are the people that tend to feel the instability the most. That's what I wrote down. Like, if you rely, listen, I've always said, if you rely on one platform, if you rely on one feature to make your reselling business successful, I think it's going to be harder to have consistent income. That's just the way it is. That's why I've always been a huge advocate for selling on more than one platform. I think everyone should have at least 2 platforms. I know people don't agree with me, and I always say on this channel, I share what's working for my business, and you do what's best for you, right? That's the joy of being a small business owner. But I just think if you are doing this to make a part-time living, or even just a couple $100 a month or a week, or $20 a week, it just behooves you to not put all your eggs in one basket and to sell on at least 2 platforms. Because what happens if your Poshmark gets banned? Or what happens if you get suspended on eBay for a week? You have no money. So at least you have something to fall back on. Like for me, I started with eBay and then I added Amazon. And you know what? I only did eBay for like 6 years or 5 years before I added Amazon. And I was like, why did I not do this sooner? Why did I not add this platform? I could have been making so much more money. And back in my early eBay days, I got suspended a lot. I've been very transparent about that on this channel. I was a horrible shipper. Remember, this is 16 years ago, you know. I was a horrible shipper. I took forever to ship. A lot of times I would sell things and then couldn't find it. So like it was bad. So I'm so glad that I started adding more and more platforms, and now I'm selling on 7 different platforms. So I don't think you need to sell on 7. I don't even think you need to sell on 5, but I do think don't put all your eggs in one basket. And if you've learned anything from all the changes that Poshmark has done this year, especially those of you that just sell on Poshmark, maybe this is your sign to at least add 1 more platform so that you are not totally reliant on one platform. So that kind of went off the rails because I was talking about putting all your eggs in all eggs in one basket for a platform, but also don't put all your eggs in one basket for a tool or a feature. There were so many of you that were like, I don't know how I'm going to share without the bulk sharing feature in the app. And I was like, oh no, really? I guess a lot of you, full transparency, I've told you all this, I have never used bulk sharing. I've never used it on the app, and I've never used it on my computer. But a lot of you told me, what do you say? You use it to like move the sold listings to the bottom of your closet. You basically use it to organize your closet. I have used Posher VA for years, so I just use Posher VA for my share. I don't even have an affiliate code with them. I've never been sponsored by them. I've always paid for it with my own money, but I've always felt like it was really worth it to have Posher VA because it does all the sharing for me. It is so useful because I work full time. I'm not here in my home office all the time to just be sharing my closet, but so many people I did not realize were so reliant on that one feature, and it just made me think, and I put it in my spreadsheet, that you really have to be flexible, and flexibility is more important than optimization. It really is. Like, if you can't bulk share, how else can you organize your closet? And I understand some of you don't want to use bots, but what workaround can you do, you know? Because this is not the end, friends. I think this is only the beginning of sweeping changes on Poshmark. And like, use this year as a sign to show you that there's going to be a lot more changes that you're just not going to be prepared for, and you may not agree with. And what can you do? What does Nikki always say? My oldies but my goldies. And every time I say this, someone gets mad. It's usually someone new, but you just have to go with the flow or you quit. I'm not quitting. I've been on Poshmark for 7 years, and I will tell you, this has been the wildest year I've ever had out of my 7 years. And those of you that are even more veteran sellers than me, a lot of you are like, yeah, I've been on Poshmark since the app started, or I've been on it for 10 years, 12 years. This has been the wildest year. I'll keep a watch on this. Bulk sharing will be back the day after this video goes live. And I wrote down in my little nerdy spreadsheet, this feels a lot less like a resolution and more like another test, honestly. So I'm glad you all are excited it's coming back. But I personally just think it's a resolution. It's not a resolution, it's a test. It's a test to see if the money will come back, in my opinion. If it will get activity back up on the platform. It's all a test. They're testing features, they're testing behaviors. And this is not the end. They're going to take more away without announcing it. And they're going to bring more out without announcing it. Oh, I forgot to mention a little cancellation update. I didn't know if I should make this another video, but I want to space out my platform. update videos because I have so many other videos I want to get up. But I did email Poshmark about the cancellation policy. My account is fine, but since 25 of you reached out and a couple of you have heard back from Poshmark employees that apparently the new cancellation policy is, don't quote me, they may change it. If they make it public and it is different from this, I'm just letting you know what the employee told me as of today. I got the email and he said, he or she, I don't know, actually, it just said Poshmark support. Okay, here's what I got from eBay. As long as your order Poshmark, not eBay. As long as your order cancellations are no more than 3% of your total orders within a rolling 90-day period, your account standing will not be impacted. Sellers who repeatedly cancel or fail to ship may face temporary account restrictions, and continued violations can result in permanent account suspension. We understand things happen and we're looking to roll out improvements in the near future to handle these situations more smoothly. Please let us know if you have any further questions we can help with. So it's really similar to eBay, right? But why is this not public? I don't know. Let me not trash talk Poshmark. Maybe before you guys see this video, they will have made that public. It's just crazy that we all have to find this out through word of mouth. One thing I will give eBay and I will give ThredUp, and I never thought I would give ThredUp any credit for any policy change, is that they officially announce it. eBay and Amazon are probably the gold standard for at least notifying you what's happening. I'm not saying they're the best platforms, but they will make sure that you know what is happening. They will email the sellers, they'll put it on their blog. ThredUp will do the same too, but they give you like a day's notice. They'll be like, this is changing Monday, today is Sunday, good luck. And it just stays that way. They've done that multiple times. Poshmark used to be like eBay and Amazon. They would give us notice, everyone would be notified, and 2025, they just said, F you guys. This is what's going on, deal with it. Oh, we're not making as much money, we'll bring it back. Then we'll take it away. And we're going to make this policy change, this cancellation change, and you just have to deal with it. When will we tell you? We don't know. You'll find out when your friends are banned and Nikki informs you. Go check out NikkiBeautyBlis, she'll let you know. They need to start doing that. At the end of all Poshmark support emails, see NikkiBeautyBlis channel for any Poshmark updates. Can you imagine? If any Poshmark employees watching and you would like me to be the official spokesperson, can you imagine? So many of you are like, Nikki, why don't you speak at PoshFest? You would be the best speaker. Like, you would keep it real and you would actually give us helpful info. I'm like, friend, have you seen any of my Poshmark videos? I don't know that they want this on their stage. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. So that's the cancellation policy. I should probably film something for the intro talking about that. I'm going to talk about the cancellation update. That is direct from a Poshmark employee. Now, if that changes in the future, and it sounds like, because then I responded like, do you know when this will be announced or if this will change? All the person said was, it will change. The cancellation policy will be changing in the future, and we'll let you know when it changes. I'm like, yeah, sure. So if you're watching this even in January or February of 2026, it might be completely different. But as of December 2025, that's the cancellation policy that they told no one about. They've just been suspending people for it. Subscribe. I always forget to say this in the beginning. I am here daily, friends. You are watching this December 14th. I have had 14 videos go live in 14 days. I don't think I've ever done that on this channel. One year when I had a beauty... How many of you even know about my beauty channel? I actually started YouTube with a beauty channel and I completely abandoned it in 2020. But I used to do no, not used to. I think I did Vlogmas once. I'm just chatting at this point. And then I did something called Streammas where I went live. I can't believe I did that. But this was pre-kids. I had all the time in the world. I would go to work. This was when I was in the office 5 days a week. I would go into work, come home, and then I would stream live from my dining room every day in December. That was really fun. Fun times. But yeah, so that's the last time, and that was a long time ago. Maybe 8, 9 years ago. I haven't done daily uploads ever on this channel, so hopefully you're enjoying. I don't know that I will ever do this again. I'm not gonna lie and tell you it's easy. It's not. And I'm already thinking about, like, maybe I'll skip a day. I would honestly feel fine with uploading 29 or 30 videos. No, let me not lie. I'll probably miss 2 days. If I'm being very honest with you, I'm probably going to miss 2 days in 31 days. But I think that's pretty dang good for someone who has a full-time job, 2 young kids, 50 million side hustles. I think I'm doing good. But yeah, I'm halfway there. So you're seeing this December 14th. Like December 15th is the halfway mark, and I'm like, ooh, I could use a day off. I'm really tired. I'm really tired. I'm keeping up with it, but I think I might need like a midday month off, mid-month day off, and end of month day off. But otherwise, I'm still going strong. So 14 videos in 14 days is pretty dang good. One of you asked if I work full-time still. I do. I work full-time in healthcare management. My schedule is 8 to 5, but I do have some flexibility because I work from home, I want to say like 50% of the time. At the we work in quarters, so the last 3 months of the year are the slowest times for us, and literally the last month is super slow. So like right now I go in the office maybe 30% of the time, but come next month I will be back to 50-50. So yeah, I work full-time. I have 2 kids. They're 2 and 5. Just updating the new folks. So subscribe. I'm here every day. I might need a day off in December, probably 2 days off, but I am here like 29 days out of 31. So subscribe, follow. What else am I supposed to tell you to do? Comment. It all helps the algorithm. If you're watching on your iPad or your phone, if you swipe right on the comment section, you can hype the video. It's free. It's a way to tell YouTube like, hey, we love this small channel, because only channels with 500,000 subscribers or less have the hype button, and it's just a free way to support the channel and say, hey, YouTube, we really like this video. Hype. So you get to hype 3 videos a week. I thought it was unlimited. You only get 3 a week. So I appreciate the hypes, the likes, the comments. Check out the description box. I have a ton of free resources in there. My newsletter. And you get a free ebook from me. I only email you once a week. I always link like shipping supplies, any tools that I'm using or loving. And then in December, in the description box, I'm putting a link to yesterday's video. So like right now, yesterday, I don't even know. I'm uploading so much. I don't even know what I uploaded yesterday. Oh, it was the thrift store employee, the thrift store employee story time. So funny. I'm almost done yapping. My videos are great to put on while you're photographing, listing, working, so you feel like you're hanging out with a friend. But so many of you were like, girl, why are you giving so many details about the thrift store employee and the store? Like, people are going to know this store. And I put in a pinned comment, I changed a significant part of that story. So no one's going to find it. Like, not significant part of the story, but like I changed a lot of identifying information about the owner, the employee, locations. No one's gonna find it, I promise you. I changed so much, and I actually did that so no one finds like my super awesome honey hole. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out that video. It's linked down below. And if you have messaged me asking me where it is, and please don't, because I won't tell you. I literally almost didn't even tell my mom where it was. And my mom's like, can you please tell me? I want to go sourcing there with you. I'm like, no, girl, I will buy you whatever you need. And I give her stuff all the time from there. I'm like, no. So if I won't tell my mom, I'm not going to tell you. It took me a couple years to tell her. I finally told her, but she made a pinky promise that she doesn't go there without me. I can't have her taking all the good stuff. So you guys won't find it. Don't worry. And don't ask me. Not to sound like mean, but if you ask, I won't tell. So don't worry, but that's a good one. Check it out. I will link it below. Subscribe, and I will see you soon.